Dys Dyvas podcast starts now. Welcome to the latest episode of the Dys Dyvas podcast. The Dys Dyvas, where two friends with dysautonomia decided to ditch their salt and vinegar chips for a support group that's the perfect blend of sass and self-care. Join us for some serious belly laughs and a healthy dose of sarcasm as we navigate the ups and downs of chronic illness together. Today's episode: This is Your New Life. The Dys Dyvas talk about adapting to life after their disability has caused so much unexpected changes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dys Dyvas.
Hello.
Happy whatever day it is, Tuesday?
Happy Tuesday. Can we diss our dysautonomia for a day?
Yes, I would like to do that. Lock it up in a little box and just throw it away. That would be awesome.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Seriously, no complaints. It's 95 degrees here,
Yeah, it's
but
about
I'm
the
in the
same
nice
here
air
too.
conditioned.
Yeah, we're in the, I guess I would call it in Satan's palm about right now. It's starting to get worse with the heat, but yeah,
Girl, I don't know how you do it. Your symptoms, how are your symptoms with humidity?
horrible.
Yeah.
I did, I did think that I had conquered that whole humidity thing, and I don't know if I mentioned it in one of the previous podcasts, but I had gotten diagnosed with the hyperpots. And the same day, we were in Clearwater Beach visiting with family, and the doctor's like, "You cannot go out in the heat. You need to stay hydrated. You need to stay out of the sun." Blah blah blah. And I didn't do that. I just went out to the beach and all that fun stuff. And I thought I was gonna die. He was right. I do not belong in the heat.
No. I used to love it. I was raised in Vegas. So, I mean, even though it's a dry heat,
It'll
but
feel
I was
different.
never sick back then. I was never sick back then. It just, it goes to show you. I feel that living where we're at right now, the humidity definitely makes certain symptoms worse for me.
Definitely for me too. Heat intolerance is a big thing for Potsies, and it probably is for other
Mhm.
people with other issues as well. But then you start feeling like you're gonna pass out. I'm like, "Oh, no, it's not good."
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
you get what does it the Southerners say? You get the vapors, gonna pass out.
I get to vaping and bless your
Yeah.
heart. So today's episode, what are your thoughts about this? Yes.
I think this is a good topic to talk about. I mean, people have a lot of issues, um, transitioning from what they knew was their normal life and what they could do before to what they can actually do now, and this is something that people need to come to terms with, and it is not an easy thing to come to terms with.
Mhm. I definitely
What
think
is
you're the expert here because you've been disabled longer than I have been. What was your camel that broke the back? Like when were you fully like, all right, this is just it. I got to deal with it.
um, for me, because we used to go to a lot of conventions, um, and we'd walk the floors for hours, days, cement floors, or just go to a theme park and walk and walk and walk and do whatever for an entire day. Um, that was a big reality check for me because I would get wasn't paying attention to what I was told because I thought I knew better. Couldn't do it. I mean, by the time I got from the parking lot to the park or to the convention center, I was done. I was like, "Peace out. I'm done. I cannot do anything else." So it was at that point where I begrudgingly said, "Well, I guess I'll have to use a wheelchair." And I had a really hard time with that. First of all, the wheelchair itself, what it represents, how people view you, um, the mindset, 'cause you're like, I shouldn't need this thing." Your mind's telling you, "I don't need this. This is ridiculous." But then when you're trying to do something and your body's like, no, get your butt in that chair because we're not doing this unless we're in the chair." You kind of gotta make some exceptions. And it came to the point where if I wanted to do the things that made me happy and be with friends and have fun that I had to have an adaptive device like a wheelchair. And then I have since upgraded to a scooter, which was even harder than the wheelchair because, at least I don't think somebody in our age group should have a scooter right now. It's a little too early for that stuff.
I
But
agree.
it's not too early if it keeps you from getting depressed about what you can't do, and if it enables you to be an active member in society again, to get some fun out of life. You want to go to the movies, you want to go to the mall, you want to go uh, to a park or a theme park or a convention hall where it's going on for days on end. You can still enjoy it. You just have to use the scooter. So it's still an enjoyable experience. It's just you have to learn to adapt to it and learn what your new life is like. Adapt to your new life, and you can still enjoy life. But if you sit at home and wallow in self pity about, I used to be able to do this, I can't do this anymore. Oh, woe is me. You're not going to get anything out of it. What was the straw
Yeah.
for you?
I'm still a newbie. Like I'm still like a baby disabled age. Like seriously. And I thank God for you because you're the one that helped me immensely overcome, so many issues that I had. I think the first time I actually said the word disabled, I just cried. I just cried. So I'm still learning every day, but I'm finding I like what you said about, you know, going out and doing your thing, and that helps with the depression. I think with me, since I really can't leave my house a lot when I'm having a reaction, I can't leave my house, but I think if I could, my depression wouldn't be as constant. I have a constant black cloud over my head still in the back saying, "Oh, no, no, you're housebound today. Let's be sad." But I like what you said about that. I like how you frame that. Yeah, I like that.
It's easy. If you think about it every day when we get up out of bed, we've got two choices. You can make it a good day or a bad day. So, yes, I get up every morning with the best of intentions, and sometimes my body gets up with the worst of intentions, and we
Right.
collide. It's inevitable, but you're still gonna make the best of the situation. And if I
We got a
choose to
question. Oh, I
you
didn't
got
mean
a
to cut you off.
question?
Finish that.
No, it's
No,
okay.
finish what you're
No.
saying.
I was like, "I don't see a question." Fog, brain fog.
Brain fog.
Um, if you choose to have a good day, like I said, it can be a good day. You might still something sucky might happen, like, you might end up in the emergency room. We don't know anybody like that. Maybe. Um, but
No, not at all.
things can still turn out okay. Um, yesterday, for example, that happened to me again. Um, got some fluids, life was better. Carried on with my day. So the key is to just not give up. You've just got to keep turning rocks over and lifting up rocks and looking. Sooner or later, you're going to find your answers. Everybody's answers are going to be different because your path is different than my path. Although our paths are very, very closely aligned, very, very
Scary.
closely aligned. Um,
Scary.
but I absolutely refuse to give up. I know that I will never get my original life back, but I am looking forward to a new version of my new life where I
I
can do
love
things.
that.
Maybe not to the same degree that I had before, but I'm going to enjoy what I can do, and I'm certainly not going to let POTS, dysautonomia, Raynaud's, Ehlers-Danlos, I'm not going to let any of that take away my joy. Not happening.
So you know what I think? I love your attitude, and like you said, you and I have such strong resilience, and we're badasses. We've never been pity party bitches. Remember, we're not the pity party patties, but we got to. How do you deal with the depressed thoughts? And I think for me, I'm truly still finding what works best for Stacy, and I'm finding I was always a people person, and I like my alone time. So now with my depressive thoughts, I used to think, oh my God, I'm isolating, I'm getting depressed, but I'm finding that when I isolate like that, I'm finding my true happiness through the depression, and just sheltering and staying in my little bubble really, really helps with my depressive thoughts. And also, you're my only disabled friend. You're my only medically retired. I like that terminology better.
Yeah,
Medically retired.
I like that.
You're really the only person I have, and you also have an amazing supportive husband, which thank God I do too. And it makes me sad to think of women that like don't have husbands, like just know what to do for us. Like they've been around for so long, they know our routine. It makes me sad to think of people that have to go through this alone, because if I didn't have Kenny, I couldn't. I mean, I would, but I'm just so grateful I have him to guide me through this, and you as well, and him.
It would
We're
be very
lucky.
different. I cannot imagine doing this alone. I just can't. It's just too
Breaks my
much.
heart.
And I do. I read the boards, and it breaks my heart for people with what they're going through, and the families that don't accept that they're ill because they don't look ill.
Right.
Illnesses can be invisible, and they just don't
That
understand. So
frustrates the hell out of me.
it does
I
me
hate that.
too.
If I hear one more time, no, if I hear one more time, you look so good. What do you mean you can't do this? I'm like, ugh,
Yeah, or they'll be like, "Well,
you
what do
know?
you mean you need a handicap parking placard?" Or, "Well, you can walk from there to there." Well, yeah, maybe I can, but you don't know that my heart's beating at 150 beats a minute every step I take. You don't know that.
That
People just
happened at
don't
the
understand.
airport. That happened at the airport when I got the wheelchair. One girl was eyeballing me, and I was like, bitch. Like, seriously, if I had a cane, I think I would have hit her with it. I was like, don't look at, like, what you're thinking, but, again, I still have a little wheelchair shame.
Yeah, but you gotta get it. I did too. There's a stigma about it, but no, take it with grace. It's an assistive device that helps you. You can use it for good or bad. I mean, if you
Yeah,
just choose to think that it's a horrible thing, and you're not gonna get along well, and you're always gonna have the bad energy around it, and it's not gonna be a cohesive relationship. That is your tool to get you
very
back
true.
to life, get you back active in society, or to that movie, or to that concert, or to that convention, or to wherever, to the family reunion, or to vacation, whatever, on a cruise. If you didn't have that device, you wouldn't be able to participate. Or maybe you could
Yeah.
participate, but you'd be stuck in your cabin all day looking out the window while everybody's out on a shore excursion while you're sitting there like, "No, woe is me."
Now, when you're out of your flare, do you need your wheelchair, or is it pretty much all the time now? When you go like to big places like conventions, Disney?
Conventions, Disney, I need the scooter, no question. Because as the
Okay,
day
gotcha.
progresses, my
You're
body just
exhausted.
will not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just will not. And I also have to hydrate the day before. I need an infusion the day before. If there is no infusion the day before, there will be no convention or park the day after. Doesn't happen. My body needs it
Yeah.
desperately. Um, those
I
work
don't
really
think
well.
people I don't think people realize that dysautonomia is a chronic state of dehydration. So that's an
It
easy
is.
way to, when people ask what it is, I'm like, do you remember how you feel when you're dehydrated, real shitty? Yeah, that's what it is. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, everyone has been dehydrated once or twice in their life?
Mhm. And there are different types of pods too, where they want you to have salt to retain the hydration. And I'm not a salty person. I never have been. So we tried a medication that was
Yeah,
supposed
you
to help
are.
me with that. Salty and other reasons, not the actual, salt itself. But I tried the medication that was supposed to keep your I think it was desmopressin, that was supposed to help keep you hydrated. It's also a drug they use for children who wet the bed. And that made
Yeah.
my sodium tank, and I ended up in the emergency room. So again,
We can't
everybody's
catch a break
different.
with this.
It's a little bit of
We
trial and
can't catch a
error.
break with this.
It's there's
Yeah.
always gonna be
Wow.
there's always an upside and there's always a downside. But remember, when you're in the downside, that the next one is up. That's all. You just have to
I
go with the
love that.
flow.
This was a great episode. This was definitely a feeling good vibration. You don't have to live in your own head. Your disability
Mm-mm.
doesn't have to define you. You're a
No,
master at you're like the queen of disabilities. I'm proclaiming you queen.
why, thank you. I do have a crown. Oh, dang. I don't have it with me, but yeah, I do have a crown. But but it's all about your mindset. If you If you get up and you think it's going to be a crappy day, it's going to be a crappy day. Yeah. And sometimes you'll get up
You're
and it's
right.
going to be a great day, and it can turn into a crappy day, but you can still make the best of it. I mean, we still, when we're at the emergency room, we're making jokes about the stupidest things just because we can. What else are you going
I
to do?
love it.
You're going to sit there and watch stupid TV or bang your head against the wall or play with your phone for the 500th time? That gets boring after a while.
I love it. This was awesome. Awesome. Great content today. Woo!
Yes. Woohoo. Yes, sending out love to everybody.
Lots of love and do your spiel. You're so good at it.
Yes, yes. Please like and subscribe. And we are available on Instagram. We are available on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Just follow us as Dys Dyvas, Dys Dyvas. And if you want to reach us and ask us a question, since I learned how to talk today, you can reach us at Dys Dyvas, Dyvas at gmail.com. And we'll be happy to answer you. Maybe you're interested in a future podcast or want us to talk about a particular topic. We'd be happy to do that for you. So we hope you do tune in next week, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.
Yes.
Namaste.
Bye.